What's up? Welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to tackle the inside of the shop. So far, if you haven't seen the videos that I have that take you through the whole process of how I built this building, I highly encourage you to watch those now. Click up here or up here, down there. I don't know where it's going to be, but go find those. It's probably in the same playlist. But this video right now, you clicked on it because you want to know how I finished this video. And here's a spoiler. At this point, I don't know if I did. Maybe I'll show future shop. This is how it's all finished. I mean, all finished. Does anyone ever actually finish their shop? Probably not. In my case, I'm gonna do half of it because my wood shop, again, half of this building is my wood shop, the other half is for future wood shop, in this case right now, just a garage. So let's go over what I'm gonna do in this video. I'm gonna build a wall to divide the shop from the garage. I'm gonna put up the girts, the inside girts around the perimeter of the building on that side that I'm finishing. I'm gonna insulate it with R19 insulation. I'm gonna use house wrap on the ceiling because right now I can't afford to put a tin ceiling on, but that's the future. But in this case, right now, I'm just gonna do house wrap and that'll serve as my vapor barrier in the future when I do tin the ceiling. That being said, the insulation will just be in the walls, not in the ceiling, because I don't think my house wrap will hold the weight of a blown-in insulation at the moment. The last step that I'm going to do is put up OSB on the walls, all the way floor to ceiling, on all 4 walls. So once that's done, I will spray some paint on it to make it white and bright, and then start bringing in the tools and the cabinets that I've collected over the years that are in another building right now. You guys, I cannot even express how excited I am to get to that point, because really all I want to do is build something, anything. Yes, I'm building this, and I can't not build things. Obviously I've got tools in here, I can make things, but I'm excited to have a finished shop. There are a couple things that I'm going to do budget friendly in this. So that's why it's called budget friendly, because I am using wood that I have found or left over from other projects. I am using OSB. It's not the prettiest wood, it's not the greatest thing that I could put on my walls, but it's only 15 bucks a sheet. That's cheap compared to at least a $50 panel of plywood. So compromises. Yeah, is it the greatest in the long run? No, but it's just the walls in the shop. Who cares? I'm gonna paint it white, it's gonna be beautiful. The ceiling, obviously I'm holding off on the ceiling, budget friendly. What else? My lights are budget friendly. And that gets me to my last point that I'm gonna make before we roll this thing. The lights, the electrical. I've done all of that myself. I'm not an electrician, and nor will I ever be, so I didn't make a video on that. They're there, and they're safe. And that's it. And I'm gonna put in some outlets that are already roughed in for that in the future, and you might see that, but I'm not gonna show you how. It's not a how-to video on electrical. So that's the stick. Don't copy my electrical, because there are people on YouTube that know how to do electrical, and that's how I got mine done. Without further ado, let's get this rolling, so let's get started. I've already started. The girts were behind me, but now I'm gonna keep going. I've got 2 girts that are 2x4. I've got my grade board that's a 2x10 treated, and then the next level I'm gonna do 2x6 boards all the way across, because that's where my OSB will reach to. And then 1 more girt at the very top, and that's a 2x4. Okay, material. Obviously 2x4s and 2x6s. My 2x4s are found materials. They were left over from a project from where I work, and I took them home. So that's why they're stained brown. No one's ever gonna see it, no one cares. I don't care. But here's the thing. like I said, budget. So I'm using found materials, I'm using what's left over from the build of this post frame building. And in that case, I'm gonna do whatever I can to stretch the materials that I have so that I don't have to buy more just because I've wasted the opportunity, I guess. That being said, a lot of what I'm thinking about in this inside build out is the material sizes. So like these are 2x4x18s, and then I have some 16s. I have some 2x4x18, 2x6s, and I could use those and they would span 3 columns, but I could also use 2x6x8s that I have, and now they're treated, but again, I have them to span in between each column, and it's just fine. That way I can use the 2x6x18 feet long to do some work in the ceiling so that I can have let's call it a super highway of a place to walk in the rafters after the ceiling is in. That way when I get to blowing in the insulation, I can walk all the way down to the end of the building, get in there and blow the insulation in where I need to. But to do that, I need a place to walk that's safe and that also easily spans the 8-foot gaps that I have. So, material management. I strongly suggest you look at all of the materials you have and figure out what's best for you. Pro tip. I'm using a laser because why not? And I think I've got it lined up with the spot. If I can't see the laser, I'll just turn off some lights. I don't know. Okay, one side done, yay. The end wall is 30 feet wide and there's 3 sections, so easy math, 10 feet in between the columns. The 2x6x8s won't work because they're 2 feet too short, obviously, but you already knew that. So I have some boards over here that are 2x6x10s, so that's what I'm gonna use. It's that same leftover wood. So we're gonna roll the time lapse, finish this up all the way around. Okay, so we worked a long morning this morning already, and we've got the house wrap on the ceiling, so it looks like there's a ceiling there, and it's a temporary solution for now. But the wall, the ceiling, I've got an 8-foot opening there with a header, but only have a normal 3-foot door for now. So at the moment, we're gonna use a 3-foot door, but in the future, I might put as wide as an 8-foot opening door, so that's why I did that. And now we are going to work on trimming out the door and the window so that when we put OSB, there's a place to put trim and all those things. So that's what's next. 8 boards at one time. Before I nail these, I'm trying my hardest to keep my hands out of the way. My viewers need to know. This is R19. They're 15-inch battens wide just because that's what I was able to get. And let me show you how I'm keeping them up there. Okay, so I bought a huge box of nails for the nail gun, and I'm done framing everything that I can think of. The OSB will screw on, so you'll see that in a little bit. Anyway, so I've got extra nails, so instead of figuring out how to keep this insulation from going anywhere, I'm actually just shooting some nails at a slight angle here and here, and then on the inside you can see these nails are just sticking out, right? Can you see that? So then when we put the insulation in, so you see I'm pushing this up and then I'm just sticking it on those, and so that way it has a little bit of a force and it's not going anywhere. It's not going to droop. It's just like a couple little anchors that help hold that craft paper in place, and that's how I've done everything. So next we're going to tackle that wall. Next we're going to tackle the middle wall. Let's roll that beautiful time lapse. All right, who's hungry for some cotton candy? That is the interior wall. Check, done. I bought all the insulation from a person on Marketplace. He was selling master packs, which is like 5 big bags in one bigger bag, I guess. So in all, I saved about 320 bucks, which is, I would say, pretty significant. So just to recap the insulation section, this is R13 on the middle wall, the divider wall, because it's a 2x4 wall. Around the rest of that inside shop is all R19, which is for a 2x6 wall. These battens here are actually just friction fit inside of the studs, and until I get plastic up, I'm just hoping that they don't fall, and if they do, then I'll put them back up. Okay, so it's time to put the OSB on the walls all the way around and all the way to the ceiling. So let's get that started. Not really much to it other than make sure the first one is straight, level, plumb, whatever, so that the rest of them go in just nice. For this, I'm going to be screwing them in. That way, if I ever need to change the panels or run more wires or whatever it is that I need to do, I can easily find those screws and unscrew one panel at a time. Otherwise, if I nail it, it might go faster right now, but it might be a pain later when I want to change the panels or do something behind. I'm going to put one sheet up on the pink side in the corner and then continue down this wall here with all the windows and the door. If I can get all the way to the corner tonight, then I can come back and put my electrical boxes in and turn that breaker on right now, and then I'd have power over here. Because right now I only have power in the ceiling. And it would be nice to get some outlets so that I can use them when I need to. So we've got a few of these panels done last night, and now we're into this corner over here. I'm going to use my track saw, my brother's track saw, to cut this perfect, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to take a measurement at the top and the bottom just in case my sheets have gotten a little whack, And it'll give me a good idea of if I put all these level or plumb, and either way, it should fit in there nicely. So let's take the measurements and get it cut. I should get like a small step stool. That's really what I need around here. Aaron found some drawer boxes for me. I have no idea where they came from, but they look pretty strong. Let's try one of those. They're nice. 36 and a half. 36 and 3/4. Quarter-inch difference. Couple things to remember. I wish I had dust collection set up, and I probably should, but I didn't. And I've got my stoggles on, but I should definitely have some ear protection. All right. After a fiasco of finding a bit, story of my life, I'm finally ready to see that this does not fit. Blades width, 1/8 maybe? Let's cut again. Ooh, yeah. Check. Okay, so yesterday was a big blur. We got all of the OSB finished up and we trimmed out these windows, more than I expected to get. But let me tell you more about how we trimmed out the windows. All right, so these are the window trims. You can see the 1/4-inch reveal-ish. And you also can see right here, I decided to do a round over on all of the sides and on the inside. When I do paint it all white, you won't really notice those, but it will be a nice small detail. I've got my little helper. How you doing, William?
Good.
He said he wanted to be mic'd up too, so I mic'd him up. Now it's just going around everywhere.
Now we're gonna install the door jamb to that door over there. Okay, let's get started. That took 1 second.
1 second.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna round over this, which I did on all the rest of them. 16th inch round over. Okay. Okay, this is what 5 gallons of primer looks like. It's definitely brighter in here. I'm liking how it's turning out. And definitely not a pro at the sprayer. Obviously there's overlap spots everywhere, but hey, whatever. Hopefully it's fine, nothing's running. The windows look fabulous. I've sprayed those twice, or as much as I could. I did them first so I could do them again at the end, which is what I did. And yeah, so 5 gallons of primer. And there's just like a tiny, tiny little bit left. So the 5 gallons of paint, we'll see how far that goes. And if I need some more, then I'll go get some more. Well, that is half maybe of the room. The second coat definitely is covering better. Not sure if it's gonna get any better than that. I mean, it's still OSB, so what do I expect? Windows look good though. Obviously still wet. No runs this time. With the primer, I definitely had runs. About half, and that's the paint that I have left. I don't know, it seems like less than half, so probably end up having to get another gallon, or 5 gallons anyway. All right, coat number 2, it looks pretty good. Better than I thought for number 2, although I did start running out, and then from about here, all the way on the bottom part for sure until about right there. I had to kind of rush, let's say. I was running out, so I wanted to at least get something on the walls. It definitely is better than it was, but you can clearly see the spray marks. So really I'm gonna have to get another, I would say 5 gallon, and just spray that really good and then go around everywhere else and try to put 1 light coat on, just go a little bit faster and see if I can get a 3rd coat on, and then I think in the end that'll be a better situation. So stay tuned for coat number 3 and see how that looks different. Coat number 3. I don't care if it all soaks into the OSB. I'm done painting this thing. We're gonna be finished. I back rolled it this time. That was the thing to do. I wish I would have done that the first time. I think that would have been a huge help. Is it perfect? No, it's not, but it looks fabulous to me. I ended up with a semi-gloss on the very top. More durable finish for sure. Move-in day, which is gonna be more like move-in week or month. First up, we've got this big cabinet here. Chargers and stuff like that. Table saw. Behind the table saw, there'll be a big outfeed table there, probably 8x5 or something like that. Jointer and planer right in the middle. And then over here, there's a wall of cabinets. Starting in the corner, going over radial arm saw first. This is kind of a weird situation, but these were all built in one. So I'll put some shelves there or something. I'm gonna cut that out, and that's where the miter saw will go. I think that's 15 feet. Extra tools are gonna be over here. I'm gonna do maybe a pantry cabinet type thing there, and then lowers all the way till here. And then that will be the tool wall right there next to the window. And then all of that over there is for future whatever. So what do you think? Is it a good layout? Is there something you would change? Drop it below. Okay guys, so it's been a few months and I am done, obviously, with the building. Let me take you inside to show you the final inside. I've added dust collection, I've added tools, a big outfeed table. I've even added a giant CNC, cabinets all around. Tools are a mess. This shop is definitely being used at this point. I've got about 3 projects going on at the same time, so it's a complete mess. But this is the inside. It's done, it's white, it's beautiful, and I love working in here. If you have any questions, drop a comment below if you wonder why I did something. All right guys, that is the end of the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.